Hi, my name is Barry Doyle. I'm a lawyer in Chicago. I'm here today to answer a question I've actually gotten twice in the last couple of weeks, and that's if you're off on comp, can the company make you come in and do office work? There's a pretty straightforward answer to that question, but as with just about everything with workers' comp, there's an answer, but then there's the actual game that's being played. And it's important for you, as somebody who's off work, to understand exactly what that game is being played and what your rights are with regard to that. So it's an important question that's going to be answered. If this is something you think might be of interest to people you know, hit like, hit share, so that other people who may be affected by this can get this kind of information. So the simple question that was being asked is, can the company make you come in and do office work while you're off on workers' comp? We'll take a real common scenario. You are out driving your truck, you are chaining down a load and you hurt your back, and you are off work for a while. You are getting therapy, perhaps injections, an MRI, what have you, but you've been off work 6-8 weeks, and all of a sudden you get a letter from the company saying, we need you to report into work to do some office work. And you've been off work on doctor's orders. Doing truck driving is generally considered to be heavy-duty work. And the restriction you have, it says that you're eligible to do light-duty work only. Well, here's the bottom line on it. The company only has to keep you off work and at home as long as they don't have a position that's available to you that's consistent with the doctor's restrictions. Now, if the doctor is put you on light duty, office work is light duty work, and in theory, the company can make you come in and do office work. Now, most often when you get brought in to do office work, you get brought in to do that work at a lower hourly rate than you would typically average driving a truck. So, just to keep numbers simple and easy, let's just say that the company brings you in to do 40 hours of work at $10 an hour. It's $400 a week. Typically, let's just making up numbers, let's just say that you normally would make $700 a week. Well, at that point, you have a $300 differential between what you would be making if you're able to do your regular gig versus what you're getting paid at the reduced rate for going in to do office work. The differential is $300. What would happen then is that the company would have to pay 2/3 of the differential. So 700 minus 400 is 300. You'd have to get a workers' comp check at 200 on top of the $400 that you're actually earning by doing office work. So there's the simple answer to the question. As long as the light duty work that you're doing, the office work, is consistent with your doctor's restrictions, yes, the company can make you come in and do that work. And in fact, if you decide that you don't want to come in and do that because you're not going to do office work, the company can let you go for that. That's effectively job abandonment. That is a grounds for getting fired. Now, here's the important thing that you need to understand about the issue of what's going on when they bring you back to work. There's a couple of things. One is that the company is really sending a message to you that they don't really think that you need to be off work and that they can push you back out on the road before you're really ready to go. And truthfully, a lot of people, when they are brought back in to do office work, when they're really not office people, they hate it. One of the things I'm sort of fond of saying is that a lot of guys who are truck drivers, you're not house cats. And you have a hard time, being cooped up inside, having to do filing data entry, shredding papers, whatever it is that they have you doing. And all of a sudden it creates a real incentive for you to go back to work before you're really ready to go, before your doctor is ready to clear you. You're begging to get back out on the road because you just can't stand being in an office environment anymore. And I get it. Working in an office environment is not for everybody. And if you enjoy being out on the road, you enjoy that independence, you enjoy the change of scenery. Doing office work is a tough gig. It's not what you want to be doing. And there's something about spending your days earning, that lower rate that they pay you when you're in the office doing office work. I don't want to say it's demeaning, but it certainly rubs guys the wrong way. So that's one part of the bigger game that's afoot when you get brought in to do office work. The other part of it is this: when you're back in doing office work, there's a watchful eye on you all the time. Everybody who is in the office is at least potentially a witness for you or against you if there's a hearing in your workers' comp case. If you park in the company lot and the lot has security cameras, you can bet that that surveillance tape at some point is going to find its way to the lawyers for the company, to the quote unquote independent medical examiner who's going to write a report for the company. If there's favorable evidence to you, that's never going to see the light of day. But if there's something that is indicating that your injury claims are not what you say they are, or there's little bits and pieces that can be taken out of context to create an unfavorable impression of you, well, that's all stuff that's going to end up being used against you. So that's the second part of the big game that's being played when you get brought back to work to do office work, is that the company is building up a basis for trying to say that you're exaggerating, trying to say that your claims are not what they should be, and ultimately trying to knock your claim down. So you have to keep in mind that the days that you show up for work to do office work, even though that's something you don't want to do and you do your level best, the company is working on their case against you. So those are the two other parts of the game that are being played when you get brought in to do office work. Number one, they're trying to create a real incentive for you to go back to work before you're really ready to go. And secondly, they're building up a body of evidence to use against you. So in summary, yes, you can be brought back to work as long as the job that you have is consistent with your physician's restrictions. Now, if you have difficulty sitting, standing, you need change of position, you need to use, certain types of medication that make it you generally unfit to work, you can get detailed physician's restrictions. And if they don't have a position that matches those restrictions, then potentially they can't bring you back to work because they don't really have a position that's available that would accommodate you. But if you are in that position where you have to get brought back to work, you're entitled to the differential in terms of what you would make versus what you are making doing office work. Number two, you need to be aware of what the bigger game is. And there's two parts to that. One is that they're forcing you back to work before you're really ready to go by creating a real disincentive to stay off, because most guys just hate doing that kind of office work. And secondly, is that they're building this body of evidence against you. I hope that's helpful. I hope that addresses the questions that people have about whether the company can force you to do office work while you're off work on workers' comp. If you have other questions, you can certainly feel free to call us at the office. The phone number here is area code 312-263-1080, or you can visit our website, www.rightsofinjuredtruckers.com, and fill in the contact form or review some of the information that's available to you there. You can also sign up for our workers' comp tip of the week, which we'll send you an email every day, no obligations, with some information about workers' comp that hopefully you'll find helpful. Anyway, hope this has been helpful. Have a great evening. Take care.